Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of the Age of Decadence. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that he chose to join me today as we have a chat with this philosopher. Well, he appears to be chatting already with these fine people of Ganezar, but I don't... Oh! They all scratched their legs at the same time. That was interesting. So, you see a street philosopher turned preacher attempting to educate his flock on the subject of gods and demons. Fortunately, you missed most of the sermon. If the gods were all-powerful, he says, why did they battle the demons for years, laying waste to cities and countryside alike? Asks the preacher, raising his voice dramatically. Why couldn't they destroy them outright? Because the gods and the demons are two sides of the same divine coin, says the preacher, proudly presenting his theory and triumphantly glancing around. The accursed Cantari had reached into the void and brought forth those who dwell in the eternal darkness, and their number was 4. 4 is a symbol of chaos, of separation, of dispersal into 4 directions. It's a symbol of banishment. What chance did mankind stand against these lords of chaos? None. We would have been killed or enslaved, cast into eternal darkness, but the gods would have none of it. They came to our aid, and their number was 3. 3 is the holiest of numbers, for it symbolizes life, birth, life, and death, body, mind, and spirit. Creation, destruction, and preservation. It symbolizes... This guy is so full of it. It symbolizes unity, for the 3 gods united were infinitely more powerful than the 4 demons, whose number symbolizes separation. Thus, in the end, each demon stood alone, and that was their downfall. Well, you said that gods and demons were two sides of the same coin. What did you mean by that? Their origin was the same, and their number was 7, the number of the universe and a symbol of completeness. There are 7 days in a week, 7 rays of the sun, 7 pillars of wisdom, and 7 musical notes. 7 divine beings representing the trinity of all things in the 4 elements. The trinity of all things in the 4 elements. So the 4 elements are demonic in nature, and the trinity of... This guy is so full. This number theory nonsense just doesn't ring a bell to me at all. Well, clearly, you know your numbers, that's right. So what do you know about gods and demons that isn't common knowledge? I know aplenty, says the philosopher defensively, but my knowledge isn't for the likes of you. So, what do you know about the one called Balzar? Balzurath? Was that what I asked? According to the theories, the stories anyway, he is the chief of the demons. What makes him the chief of the demons, if the demons were divided and represented different directions? Well, the numbers say one thing, the stories say another, but the numerology is the exact science, whereas stories are nothing but hearsay, so believe what you will. I guess. So what about the Artificer? He was the cleverest among the gods. Some stories say that Balzurath was the first to enter our realm and the first to rebel against the Magi, challenging the first of the Magi himself. One story says that it was the Artificer who rebelled against the Balzurath and brought his downfall. And then you wonder why I didn't put much stock in stories. Why I don't put much stock in stories, yeah. So what do the numbers tell about that? The numbers don't lie, says the philosopher, excited by the prospect of educating you. 3 and 4 don't make 6 or 8. No matter how many times the equation is repeated, they always make 7. The very fact that 7 was split into 3 and 4 tells us that there was a division amongst the gods. You mean to say that the demons were gods? 7 can be split in 2 and 5 because 2 can't resist 5. But 3 and 4? These are strong numbers. Plenty of power in them. It was the 3 that split from the 7, not the other way around. So why did they split? The numbers are silent on the motives. The stories don't say much on this topic either. All we know is that the 3 who did split served the Elder Empire and were strong enough to defeat the 4. Well, only to disappear after that. Can you imagine a coin with only one side, brother? 2 sides, same coin. This guy's crazy. This guy is crazy. Yep. I'm not gonna go too much into that, because there actually are a few ways of looking at that whole theory thing that he has going on. But, you could look at it from a physics standpoint, with a wall coin with only one side, which is actually not unheard of, because there are ball-like coins, and I think that the first coin seen in the Middle East were actually balls of gold and not gold, but metals. And yeah, but I might be wrong on that one. Yeah, so if it's a ball, of course it only has one side, unless it's empty, in which case it has the inside, which is, I guess, another side. So, hello, clerk. A bored clerk looks at you with empty eyes. So how's business? Slow. The zealots frown upon everything you can make money on. Money lending is the biggest sin, apparently. Not the lending itself, obviously, but charging the interest and collecting collaterals. They want Mero to forbid anyone from engaging in usury, as they call it. A year ago I would have laughed at it, but now... yeah, it's that bad, huh? Well, they're buying what Mero's selling so fast he can't keep up with the demand. So what else is a sin? They aren't picky. Whatever rubs them the wrong way is a sin. Just the other day we got a shipment of grain. Before we even had a chance to unload it, one of them shows up and asks what grain is it, what the grain is for, and if it's any of his, and as if it's any of his business. I know better than to argue with them, so I tell him that the grain is for the good of people of Ganazar and that we'll sell it at cost because we refuse to make money when people are hungry. Obviously, nobody knows what our costs are, and we have to make a profit, otherwise, what's the point? Still, it's a good line, and you'd think it would buy us some goodwill, right? Nah. Wrong. He stares at me for a while and then says that those who sell food for the hungry are no better than vultures and rats. Can you believe this shit? He said the gods won't suffer it, meaning these fuckers won't suffer it, meaning they will come at night and burn our warehouse down. Oh boy, yeah. So what did you do? I passed the message on to Athanasius. He blinked and told me to give away the grain in Lowtown. He thinks he can buy their goodwill, but the truth is he can't. He will never be one of them because he isn't dirt poor. All it does is sets a bad precedent. Now they will expect us to feed and clothe them because the gods say so. Yeah, I thought everyone was a believer here. I didn't think that, but some people believe, or want to believe. Others fake it. We're sort of stuck between the castle and where this madness is coming from, and Lowtown, providing the most fertile ground for it. Adapt or die, as they say. Yeah, adapt or die. Yeah, they still have plenty of slaves. This whole situation, though, this whole usury thing about lending money, it's all very, very, very nice and very beautiful to see it as a sin and demand that... Oh, we got a blind man over here. That demand banks not to charge for when they lend money to the people. But the problem is, if that is not the case, basically what happens is what is essentially a racketeering scheme. You lend money to somebody, they don't pay, you break their legs. That's how it works. You don't charge them, no, you just break their legs. But yeah, and that's probably what's happening here. I don't know, maybe not, because apparently those who lend money are not exactly the most powerful here in Ganazar. You see a blind man sitting on a bench. He appears to be oblivious to everything, simply enjoying the warm day. Beautiful day, isn't it? Says the blind, turning his head in your direction when you approach. First time in Ganazar? So how can he tell? Who else would approach a blind man to ask for directions? Well, the locals leave you alone then, I guess. I'm an analyst. Was an analyst. Before I lost my sight. Fortunately, I don't have to earn my meals telling stories in taverns, so I just sit outside and enjoy the warm breeze. I didn't have time for such things before, but now I have all the time in the world. So what did you work on before you lost your sight? Analyst? What is that? I tried to trace the history of House Crassus, which proved to be a daunting task. They say the old empire has 3 pillars, and House Crassus was one of them. None of the other houses can claim this honor, though. So analyst is like the annals of history? Is that how it goes? Do you know the house's origins? I know what the stories say, which is as good as it gets these days. Of course, most of these stories come from House Crassus's archives, so make what you will of them. So what do the stories say? They say that House Crassus was founded by Gaius Valerius Crassus, a military tribune with consular powers and unparalleled vision. It was him who turned the Magi into a powerful order. Oh man, that's a powerful background then for the house. He turned the Magi into a powerful order, and it was the order that turned an upstart kingdom into a mighty empire. So this Crassus character created the Magi and the old empire? I told you the sources of the stories. I wouldn't be surprised if the stories claimed that Crassus created the sun and the moon too. Still, the story isn't as outrageous as you might think, but if you have better things to do, well, just go on. I don't have better things to do. Of course, the Magi were there long before Lord Crassus set his gaze upon them, but akin to today's lore masters, they worked alone, serving kings and city-states as viziers and protectors. They wielded power, of course, but it was limited, for each man hoarded his secrets and took them to his grave. With me so far? Yeah. So one day, Crassus was summoned before the king. Seeing that a man in front of him was destined for great things, as the story claims, the king gave him 3 legions and charged him with taking a city of evildoers and temple robbers, which had resisted all attempts to take it from many a decade. Crassus marched there without delay, laid siege to the city, and eventually prevailed, but not before losing an entire legion of hellfire conjured by the magus of the city. Unfortunately, the city was never named because it was razed to the ground, the land salted, and its name stricken from the records. Yeah, these guys love history, don't they? Oh boy. Yeah, that's probably the most heinous crime you can never do, is banish your enemy's names from history. Just like, yeah. Hellfire, you say? So what is that? The word's fairly common in the stories, but it often describes completely different things. It's possible that the hellfire Crassus had witnessed was what we call liquid fire. Hellfire mentioned in the Great Wars accounts appears to be something far more potent and devastating. So what happened next? Well, Crassus was so impressed with the hellfire demonstration that he had the magus captured at great cost and made a deal with him. The magus would work for him, and in exchange Crassus would hand him all Magi he captured in his campaign, as well as their notes and devices. Oh, so that's how it all started. Simple enough for me to believe it, nods the analyst. When it comes to things that seem simple today, it's easy to look back and wonder why Crassus was the first who did it. Maybe he was the first and maybe he wasn't. Maybe he prevailed where the others failed. Maybe the magus he captured first was the key to the whole thing. What we do know is that Crassus' campaign lasted for 7 years. He captured many cities and many Magi. Not every magus was taken alive, not every magus was of value or was willing to submit to the self-proclaimed High Magus, but many Magi had embraced the new order. As the order's power grew, Crassus began to rely more on the Magi than on his own soldiers. Soon he started going after cities that offered neither valuable resources nor riches, but arcane secrets. Oh, well, he could have been king then. Maybe, but Crassus was after a different kind of power. He served the king loyally, and in exchange he was given domain over all things arcane. The order he created was never seen as a threat, but as one of the most potent weapons of the old empire. So, what was the relationship between House Crassus and the Order of the Magi? The order was Crassus' responsibility. Since it was too much for one man to oversee, a new house bearing his name was established and entrusted with continuing the work Crassus started. In a sense, House Crassus was built around the Order of Magi, both to protect the Order from its enemies and the Empire from the Order. Huh, really? The Empire from the Order? Oh, to control, yeah, of course. So someone had to hold the other end of the leash, right? Quite so. And now if you'll excuse me, I have other matters to contemplate on. To contemplate on? Really? Like the sun in your face? It's okay, old man. It is quite alright. I'm not gonna pester you any longer. I did see somebody here that might be interested in talking with me, but let's first check back here, because this is the edge of the city, and of course, yeah, this does look a lot like an island, a raised island of sorts. But got mercenaries over here. I don't want to die though, so I am gonna... Oh, alchemy. Oh, that's harvest that plant right away. Let me save though, before I do it, because that might explode in my face. Kajura leaves. Isn't that used for healing powder? I think it is. So, mercenaries. Hi. That's close enough. What do you want? Well, I was just curious who lives here. Touched in the head, are you, boy? Get out of here. Really? Really? Do I need streetwise to tell you otherwise? I probably did. I probably do. Let's see. So, my street... No, I can't increase that. My streetwise is not good enough. Not good enough. 8, and I'm not gonna be able to say anything to him. Okay, totally fine. That was a pretty silly question, all things considered. So this is the temple, huh? Oh, it does look like the temple. Oh. You step into an old crumbling temple open to the elements and passers-by, joining a crowd waiting for today's sermon. The preacher, a bearded man with the fiery eyes of a true believer and the mannerisms of a whore-master, appears shortly after. He parts the crowd with a practiced ease, making his way to the podium. Let's wait. So he has a podium. Oh, interesting. "It's humbling to see so many people," says the preacher, his voice smooth and sincere. "So let's speak of humility today. I'm often asked why Brother Meru has renounced his lordship. What is the significance of this act? Why was it even necessary when we all wholeheartedly accept Brother Meru as our shepherd?" "It is said," says the preacher, his voice flowing like water, "humble yourself in the sight of the gods, and they shall lift you up." "They shall lift you up," says the preacher, as if stating something profoundly obvious. "Any man who lifts himself up, any man who puts a crown on his head, any man who raises himself above others, is putting himself above the gods. But he says that he doesn't need the gods. For he says that he doesn't need the gods. He says that he knows better. That's why the gods left us to our fate, ignorant in their pride, in their arrogance. Our forefathers told the gods that they knew better. The gods could have chosen to smite them all, but they didn't. Had they done it, we'd all be living in the kingdom of the gods now, but we had to learn this lesson, no matter how painful it's proven to be. The path to the gods' kingdom lies in submission. We must submit to the will of the gods, for his humble act is the very foundation of it. Brother Meru proved it when he renounced his earthly title, but not his possessions, I believe, yeah, and removed the crown made of gold, for neither was given to him by the gods. He kneeled in front of the divine and submitted himself to the gods' will, begging to be judged. For no man is above the gods. No man can rule others, because the kinship can only come from the gods. This guy, there's a lot of gods. The word, look at it, gods, and there's gotta be gods. Man, so many. He's talking about the gods a lot. When the gods return, it will be too late to beg for forgiveness and make amends. When the gods return, we'll be judged. The wheat will be separated from the chaff. The false lords and false prophets will be held accountable, but so will those who follow them, out of fear or ignorance. Discard your pride, brothers and sisters. Have faith in the gods. Submit to their will, and show them that you're worthy of being admitted into the gods' kingdom. Time is running out. Don't waste even an hour that can be dedicated to earning your salvation. The preacher walks away before you can ask him any questions. I increased my reputation just by hearing that, so maybe he's a powerful person. Well, he's full of it. Basically, his whole dialogue, not dialogue, his whole monologue, rather, was centered around persuasion techniques like repetition and crappy persuasion techniques, I admit, but still, you can see through the BS. I mean, really? Anyway. Well, I guess people are free to believe what they want, but it's just that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that he's not his whole act is not about the gods. His whole act is about convincing people. You could be, he might as well be talking about something entirely different, and it wouldn't make a difference. He would still have the same act because it's not about the gods. Not for him, anyway. At least that's my opinion. Anyway, so we got stairs back here, and we got stairs over here, so let's take these ones, because they are wider, and I don't like narrow stairs. I don't really enjoy them all that much. Okay, we got Ezra's over here. I haven't talked with you. Oh, I haven't come this way before. Yeah, let's have a chat with him. So back here, we got an alchemist. Oh, they're hidden. Oh, there. Okay, so we got an alchemist and two guys staring at the wall over there. Let me save the game before I talk to this guy. Dabble in the alchemical arts, or need a love potion, a curse on your enemies perhaps, a custom axe if you have the coin. Yeah, it's the same story as before. So, oh, that's mine. I have Neurostilum? What? I have that? That is so nice. I don't remember where I got that, but still, very, very nice. So what, oh, maybe, I don't know. This is my inventory. This is my inventory this way. Okay, so he has a Neurostimulant, which gives me 3 AP for 2 turns, which is good, but I'm not gonna fight, so I'm gonna leave that for my next playthrough. I got Antidote. I think I have one of those already. I could take another one, but, I mean, it's not that expensive. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't have anything for me, so let's get out of here. I'm not an alchemist. I am not an alchemist, so it doesn't really matter. Esdras, how's it going, man? Do I know you? He asks. No. What can I do for you? Asks a man with tired, bloated face. Well, Marcus Valla sent me. The man cringes. It's a bad way to do business, but I don't have a choice, do I? So what did you find out so far? Not much. They aren't local, that's for sure, so nobody's going to miss them. They do have the armor and they're selling it to the highest bidder. A lot of people are interested. Some of these people I'd rather not cross. What do you mean? As I understand, the plan is to offer them money, then jump them and get the armor for nothing. What can possibly go wrong, eh? Well, it's my problem, not yours. Set up the meet and when I tell you. Okay, so that is all about that armor that we are supposed to get for Marcus Valla back in Madoran. But I don't know if I'm gonna survive that one. I probably am not. So it's all set, says Esdras. I hope you know what you're doing, otherwise we're both dead. Yeah, take me there right now. You follow Esdras to an old warehouse. The street is quiet, too quiet. The locals know that something big is going down tonight, and they are staying away. Maybe you should have stayed away too. Maybe I should. But it's too late for second thoughts. You have men to kill over some fancy armor. It's not the best reason to kill someone, but to be perfectly honest, you've killed for far less. Have I really killed for far less? Because I only ever killed one guy, and those demons that we found in Feria, Feria, whatever. Yeah, this is gonna be a fight. So this is gonna be my death. Oh well. Yeah, not gonna be able to complete this quest this way, at least. Yeah, there are 5 of them. One is wearing the armor. Wouldn't it be more practical to keep the damn thing in a chest? Oh, you are not Ezra, says the leader, an older, heavy-set man with droopy eyes. I don't like that shifty fuck. I knew he would try something, but I didn't think he would send one man. Who would you like? How would you like a demonstration? He nods and the man wearing the armor steps forward. So I'm gonna fight the man wearing the... No, I'm gonna fight them all. And I'm gonna die right away as well. Yep. Oh, they are shooting me in the back. Why do I have my back turned to them? Oh boy. Yeah, I'm gonna die. I am so gonna die. Look at... Jesus, got 14 points of damage. And there we go. -2 AP. Jesus Christ, that's gruesome. And, yeah. So, let's not do that quest. Let us not do that quest, because that is a bad idea. That is indeed a bad idea. Terrible, terrible idea. So, I will tell him that, well... oh, yeah. Okay, so I'll not talk to him, because that means my death. So, let's, have another look around here. We got another trader back here. Let's see if he has anything interesting. Oh, I can impersonate. Oh, that's right. Okay, well, I'm not, So let's see. You see a zealot arguing with the trader over something. When you approach, the trader gives the zealot several iron ingots and tells him that that's all he can spare. The zealot thanks him and walks away. I don't know. I kind of want to go there, but I don't know. Let's see. Iron? Your brothers are suffering while you grow fat, yet all you have to offer is some iron. I already gave everything I could spare, the trader protests weakly. Everything? The gods hate a liar, brother. They gave you your fortune, and they can't take it away. What are you going to say when you lose everything? Are you threatening me? Asks the trader, glancing around and looking for a guard. I am warning you, fool. The gods' wrath is swift and terrible, and their servants are many. Gesture in the direction of Blowtown. Oh, the trader swears, then sighs, giving up. What do you want? Got any blue steel? The gods won't be satisfied with normal steel, inquires the trader. Well, if the gods hear one more word out of your mouth, your stand will burn down tonight, and you with it. It's a vision I've just had right now. The trader sighs again and puts 3 blue steel ingots in front of you. It's all I have, he says tiredly. Take the blue steel and leave. Oh boy. Oh boy. That was mean. So let's not do that. I don't need the blue steel either way, so... Or do I need the blue steel? No, I don't need the blue steel. Shut up. Let me reload the game. Yeah, I'm not gonna be mean to him. What do you think I am? I'm a nice guy. I mean, if he was a dumbass... Or not a dumbass. If he was a bad... what's the word? If he was mean. I mean, if he's not a good man, maybe I would be mean to him. So what was that about? They keep harassing us every day, says the trader. No matter how much you give, it's never enough. What do they take? Anything. Trust me, they aren't picky. If they can't use it, they sell it or barter it off. So what do the guards say about it? They say that it's not against the law to ask for charity. What are you gonna do, huh? Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna make your life any worse. That's for sure. Yeah, but if he was being a jackass... Jackass! That's the word! That's the word I wanted! Jackass. If he was being a jackass, that I would probably get the gold... not the gold, the blue steel. Because that's the best steel in the game. But, yeah. Not this way. And besides, I'm not good at crafting, so it's not really necessary for me to get the gold. I keep saying gold, not the gold. The blue steel. So, F that. Okay, over in this side, we got a guy over here. Hello, how do you get up there? Oh, that's fine. That is okay. So apparently, the middle tier of the city has been explored completely. I think so. There's a couple of guys back there. I didn't see them. Let's go there. What are they doing back here? Oh, it's a man and a girl. Or a boy and a girl, or a man and a woman. Is it personal? Is it private? I don't think anything is gonna happen. Oh, I can pick stuff from over here. Let's do that. Failure. Failure. Anyway, let's go upstairs and let's see what this upper tier or tier. Is it tier or tier? I don't know. But anyway, upper level of the city has for us. So we got some nobles, I suppose. They all are very finely dressed, so I suppose they are above the rest. Literally, and literally because, of course, altitude and all that. And also, figuratively. Let's see. Oh, it's open. Okay. So in here, oh, this looks very nice. Let's have a look around. Okay, we got some houses back here. We got apparently there's something. Oh, I can't go there. Okay, I can't go down there. There's nothing for us there. So let's see. You got nobody around here. We got some houses over here. We got nobody. Okay, probably the only place that I should visit is the castle, or the palace itself, or the castle, whatever. Let's go to the starport. No, not starport, skyport. The starport is something completely different. But this is, when I first saw it, I thought it was like a defensive thing, and it might well be, because people say it's a port. But then again, aren't ports made of wood? I don't know. I was kind of expecting some kind of helipad or something, but that is not an helipad. That is something for a Zeppelin, most likely, if it indeed is a sort of landing pad of any kind. Got some plants over here, and let's go into the palace. Failure, though. Failure. Not good with alchemy. Not good. So, can I go in there? State your business, says one of the guards, barely concealing a yawn. Well, my name is Kato. I seek an audience with Lord Meru. Oh, reputation failed. God damn it! It's my fault! Only men and women of faith are allowed to enter, the guard says firmly. If you're one of us, let your deeds speak for you. Oh boy. Oh boy. I failed that quest. Well, how should I go about it then? Should I reload the game and redo this area? I might do that and try to go with the reputation. Yeah, I probably will do that. But for right now, this is the end of the episode. So, I am Colonel RPG, and this has been the Age of Decadence. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video, but above all, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for sticking with me through this series, this lovely, lovely game. I'm enjoying my time so much, but for now, I guess I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye!